Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. Kaka, if you have been my follower since I began this channel, at some point I explained to you the dangers of recommendations from lending firms to Kenya Kwanza, one of them being the International Monetary Fund. Kaka, I will be in the books of history to have raised this alarm early in advance. Actually, it was last year, towards the end of last year. And I told Kenyans, we are staring at a borrowing crisis. But by then, people could not really comprehend what I was talking about. Now, today, Raila Odinga is speaking the mind I spoke last year. And this is what Raila is saying. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are a serious Kenyan, listen to this. And I will be explaining bit by bit so that you are able to comprehend what we are talking about. I know if you are not in politics, you might not understand the impact of whatever I'm about to read. But I will try as much as possible to break it down for a layman's mind to be able to comprehend. Now, this is what Raila is talking about. With the ongoing focus on the finance bill, providing a perfect cover, the Kenya Kwanza administration has in recent days engaged in suspicious spree of borrowing, which the Azimio Coalition Party demands clarity on. So you come on any part. Let me read. With the ongoing focus on the finance bill, providing a perfect cover, meaning the Kenya Kwanza administration has fronted the finance bill to keep the country busy as they keep on borrowing billions of shillings behind the curtains, so that as we speak right now, the media, politicians, and Kenyans, all their focus is on the finance bill. The Kenya Kwanza administration is utilizing this opportunity to borrow billions of shillings. This is what Raila Odinga is questioning. In a single day last week, ladies and gentlemen, the Kenya Kwanza administration borrowed 2.134 billion from local financial institutions. In a single day, a government is borrowing 213 billion. Na hiyo ndio serikali mko nayo. This debt has a number of curious and disturbing features. First, it took place just 10 days to the start of Kenya Kwanza's inaugural financial year, which begins on July 1st, 2023. Now Raila is questioning. Secondly, this money was borrowed at an extremely high interest of 15%. Third, this single borrowing is almost a half the total approved annual domestic borrowing of 438 billion for the year 2023, 2022, 2023. Kenyans, I want you to listen and see the kind of leaders you're trusting. Kenyans, I want you to listen and do your mathematics and see where Kenya is going to be after 5 years of borrowing. In a single day, over 200 billion Kenyan shillings have been borrowed. Just a single day. Last week. Now, in light of this wayward move by the Kenya Kwanza, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance would like the administration to provide clarity on the following concerns. 1. Where is all this money going a week to the beginning of a new financial year? Kenyans deserve a full account. You know, listen. Why is Raila Odinga demanding for answers on this cash? I said I will explain in the simplest language so that you get to understand. The 213 billion is being borrowed 10 days to the ending and the beginning of a new financial year, 2023-2024. Right? The 213 billion is not in the 2022-2023 budget. And also, the cash is not. Because you know, this is money in terms of cash borrowed. Already wamepewa in terms of cash. And a budget is a proposed expenditure before getting the cash at hand. Sijui kama unanipata. The ending year 2022-2023 is a year a budget already spent. If there's something to be paid, are debts. But then the 2022-2023 is already a spent financial year. The 213 billion is being borrowed, amount that has been given in cash that has not been spent or budgeted for in the 2023-2024 budget. Hii pesa ni ya nani wa Kenya? Inaingia kwa mifuko ya kujaza pesa za kampeni zilizotoka last year. This is why Raila is questioning who is the owner of this cash. Number 2, why such a massive borrowing just about a week to the end of the old financial year and the beginning of a new one? Can the regime consume 213 billion in 1 week? That's what I've explained. That's my question. Number 3, what is the impact of this single borrowing on market liquidity? Number 4, why is the regime deliberately locking out the private sector from the credit market? This means the government having borrowed 16%, the private sector, including the small businesses, will end up paying very high interest rates of 24% or more on their loans. Does the administration understand or care about the impact of this reckless borrowing at extremely high rates on businesses and individual Kenyans? Number 5, in this latest borrowing, the regime had announced a prospectus of a 60 billion bond. What law did the regime use to change the size of the bond midstream? Number 6, can the Kenya Kwanza point out the infrastructure projects that will be financed by the bond proceeds in 1 week? Now Raila is saying Azimio is convinced that Despite the country being deep in debt, the Kenya Kwanza administration is continuing to borrowing money at extremely high rates to pay questionable pending bills, owed to politically correct contractors without following the law in return for bribes. We are serving notice to the National Treasury and all ministries involved in the borrowing that a day is coming, not very far from today, when all these sins will have to be answered for, and some officers may carry individual responsibility. Signed, the Right Honorable Raila Odinga, the June 20th, 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, I have always said, and I will never get tired to say this, I will continue to say until the truth sinks into Kenyans. The Kenya Kwanza regime has buried Kenya completely. We are in debt, but they are borrowing. In a single day, 213 billion Kenyan shillings. This cash is not funding any projects. Who is spending this cash? If they are paying pending bills are paid. Nimesema paid. Wow. Pending bills are paid for kickbacks to fill in the cash spent in the campaigns. Nataka niambie wa Kenya nikimaliza. Mlichokichagua hamukijui. Mulidhania ni mapasta. Mulidhania ni watu ya kanisa. Mlichokichagua hamukijui. Kwa miaka 5 iko mbele, kitawaramba. Na mukijaribu hata siku moja, wacha nionye, mukijaribu kuandamana, akiwalai, tumekubaliana na polisi, raundi hiyo tunaonga serikali, tutawanyorosha vilivyo. Wakenya mjaribu kuandamana ati Ruto ameangusha serikali, mjaribu kuandamana ati Ruto is borrowing, mutaona cha mtemakuni. Mumechezea baba, imetosha. Sasa wacha kiwarambe mzima. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.